we good? We're good now? We're good? You're good? I'm good? Okay. So, the day I am posting this video, Colourpop is starting their Black Friday, their pre-Black Friday sales. Everything's gonna be like 30% off or something. So I thought I could make a little video about my favorite Colourpop products because I own a lot of Colourpop. I've used a lot of Colourpop. And I have to actively force myself to use things other than Colourpop. So I thought I could do that. I thought that would be helpful. I thought that would be nice. I thought that would be lovely. So in this bag, a few of my favorite Colourpop things. We'll do palettes last because there's a few palettes. But other than that, in no particular order. And there's just a few things here. You know, you could really just make like a 5-hour-long video about Colourpop and like all this stuff, but it's just a few things in here. So I love this Pretty Fresh foundation from Colourpop. It's a new sort of fascination of mine. I really enjoy it. It's a really natural, almost radiant finish. I don't have it on today. Why would I? Why would I plan and have the forethought to do that? But I've been really trying my other foundations because I was in a real rut of using my Milani and Pure foundation, the 2-in-1 and the 4-in-1 foundation. So I've been really trying other foundations that I own, and I started using this one, and it's really nice and really lovely. Hyaluronic hydrating foundation. So that's really good for the winter time if you have the heat on in your house or where you work. It'll keep your skin nice and hydrated. It's a nice like high medium coverage. Like I got little pimples here lately because Aphrodite just like, she said I was too beautiful, so she graced my face with a little bit of extra white blood cells for my face to carry. It's no big deal. But this doesn't cover them completely, but when I go in with a concealer, it does get covered. But this is a really nice foundation. I haven't tried any other, wait, pause. I have the tinted moisturizer from Colourpop, and I like this one much more. I like this one much more. So this is a face product that I recommend from Colourpop. This is another recent fascination of mine. I've had it for like 2 years. I think I got it when the Going Coconuts collection came out, or maybe I got it a little bit after. But this is the Colourpop. God, look at, I hate how that rubs away and you're left with like just a random beige compact. But this is in the shade Coconut Beach, and at first I didn't really like this bronzer. I didn't like it, but now I really do. I do have this on today. I like it because it's nice and subtle and it's not too warm. So I can only speak for this shade. It's one of the lighter ones, Coconut Beach, but it is not too warm, which is exactly what I'm looking for, especially in the wintertime. I'm not tan ever. I try not to. I try not to go outside into the sun, you know. I really try not to. So you can see how much I've used it. You can almost see the rings of the pan inside there if you look. So, you know, that's a good sign when someone who owns a lot of makeup has a lot of usage in one product. So I do really recommend their bronzers, especially in the shade, if you have a complexion similar to mine. You guys like this eye look? Give you a close-up of this eye look. It's just so stunning. It's from the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette, and then the sparkly shade is JD Glow Watermark. It's lovely. It's lovely. I've been doing a lot of green eye looks, and blue used to be my favorite. So for blushes, I really like all of their blushes except for the standard classic pressed powder blushes, which is weird because I have a bunch of them. Actually, this is an honorable mention because I really like this shade, which might not be even available anymore. It's the shade Meteorite, and it's got a mirror in it. It's from the, like, this came out 2020, like summer 2020. So I don't know if it's available anymore, but this blush is really cute. Moving on to things that you can purchase probably. These serum blushes, I don't know if people love these or hate these. I really like them. This is the blush I have on my little cheekies today. It's the shade Hotline. It's a nice baby pink. I have 8 of these and I really like them. Do I love the packaging? No, because I'll show you something. I wish it was in a dropper. I'm not in love with how the formula sits on my shelf, but I love how it works on my little cheekies, okay? So let me show you something that might gross you out. It doesn't need to gross you out, because this blush I'm about to show you, these blushes separate. Long story short, they separate, but the blush I'm about to show you has a cool tone base. So when it separates into blue on top. And they're hard to mix back together, so I don't love that about them. You really have to love the way they look on your skin if you want to buy these, especially like this blue one. They do separate. Let me show you one that separates not into blue. This one separates into like orange. So they do separate and they do take a long time to mix back together, but they look so pretty on my cheekies, okay? And here's why they look so pretty. They're serum, so they have like a natural sheen, which is really beautiful, but they are also kind of like a veil of tint over my natural beautiful face. So I have a lot of scars, a lot of pimples on my cheeks lately, and I like that the blush doesn't grab or cling or try to cover that up. You can still... Is that weird? Is that weird that I don't want my pimples covered up? I want my skin to look like skin. I want it to look real. I want it to be natural. So I like that these do these and they have a really nice pretty sheen to them, if you're understanding what I'm saying. There's a ton of shades to pick from. So that purple one is a really beautiful, it's almost like a chestnut shade once you get it on your face and things like that. But there's a million shades to pick from. The baby pink, a purple, really warm tones. Very, very lovely. So before they came out with those, I loved these. Look at how much use is in this. Can you tell? Maybe you're looking at it and you're like, I can't really tell how much you've used that. I am so close to hitting pan in this. Like, I can feel the pan when I put my little finger in there. This is the shade Count Me In. It's a super shock cheek and it's matte, but when you put it on your face because it's a cream, it's not really matte. It has a nice sheen to it. I also like the shade Between the Sheets. Oh, mine's cracked. Colourpop's packaging just does not withstand the test of time, but these are also really beautiful. Another product I really love, see, it's all completely worn off. These are the blush sticks. This is the shade 25-8, and let me show you how much I've used this. When you get these, they're filled to the top with a little dome, okay? Okay. You don't see the little dome. You still don't see it. You still don't see it. There it is. That's how much I've used this blush. I loved these blush. I still do. There's just so many options that I have that I love these days that this one gets pushed to the wayside. But the best way to wear these, I found, is to dunk your brush in and put the brush on your face. Don't draw on your face. You can warm it up on your hand and then use your brush. I just find drawing on your face is the best way to do it because they could be tricky to blend, but dunking your little brush in and then rubbing your little brush on your little cheekies is just so wonderful. Now for their highlighters. Obviously, they're super shock cheeks. Super shock cheeks. This is the shade Lunch Money and Flexitarian are really good. I have a cat hair on mine. Please forgive me. I wore this on my wedding day. I wore this super shock cheek blush on my wedding day too. Look at this one is a very good sheen. And they have some that are more glittery. Flexitarian's more glittery. This one, Lunch Money, is such a beautiful, natural, subtle, sophisticated sheen. I really recommend all their Super Shock products. Their Super Shock shadows, the glittery ones, you will not be disappointed. Their highlighters, you will not be disappointed. Their blushes, you will not be disappointed. That's just the tea on that. But if you get like a matte one for your eyes, I think those are weird. I mean, I've never personally tried one, but get the glittery ones. Get the glitters. You will have so much fun. You can use any matte shadow that you own. You could use a freaking lipstick. I don't care. Get the glitters, okay? Moving on to lip type things. We'll start with lip liners. Their lip liners are like my favorite. They're all that I really use. These are like my top 3 shades. BFF is one of my favorites. I can't find where mine is right now because I know I got the Vault, which is basically how I got all these last Black Friday. I use them all the time. That was a good value to me. I try not to suggest Vaults to people because they're expensive. It's a lot of makeup coming into your collection. You have to know and feel like you're going to use all of it. And I use all these different kinds of makeup thingies. Or if you're a makeup artist, that's a really good investment for you. I'm sorry I touch my nose a lot because there's a cat hair on it. But, so I got the Vault and then my BFF, the shade BFF melted. I don't know where it is, and it melted. It melted in my car. I knew where it melted. So I went and got a new one, but I don't know where I put it. I thought I put everything away, and all my lip liners sit right here. And I don't see it, but these are also really good shades. One of my favorites lately is this shade called Field Day, which is a really beautiful natural one. I don't know what collection it came out with. It didn't come out with like the standard something, but Field Day is a really beautiful one. Minute Man, which is this one, I find that I use a lot. And Good and Plenty is a really nice pinky neutral shade that I use often. Oh, I forgot to talk about their concealers. I love these concealers. This is the shade Light 14. I've gone through like 2 of these already. I really enjoy these. This matches my skin tone, so I use it on my spots. Blend it out with the butt end of a sponge and it's perfect. My spots are pretty covered. Oh my god, my face is so fucking itchy. So yes, I enjoy these concealers. I am starting to find, especially with this season, that they're a little too matte for me, so I want to try the Pretty Fresh concealer. So maybe that's what I'll get. Black Friday is the Pretty Fresh, or whatever one is hydrating. I'm not sure which concealer they have that is hydrating, but I really do like their concealers, and they have a ton of shades. Their lip products, they have a million different lip products. They have liquid lipsticks, ultra satins, ultra blotted. They have lipsticks, which is what I have on my lips today. I have Bloom to Bloom, like lipstick. It's a velvet blur type thing. And then in the center I have Butter, a cream. And I think my lip turned out really cute. I have this lip organizer here, and normally it sits way in the corner of my desk, and I have all these beautiful lipsticks sitting in here that I never use because it's way in the corner of my desk, so I brought it front and center. I picked out some lipsticks to use today. It's interesting how I have to force myself, because they used to be in this organizer because they were my top favorites, and they got pushed aside. My favorite lip formula from them is the Colourpop Lippy Sticks. I bought the box of them 2 years ago. Wow, it's already almost been 2 years. I love going through those and trying to like pick the perfect lip for whatever I'm wearing. This is the shade Aquarius. This one I have almost finished, and you can see that I almost finished it, and I have another one already. I love wearing this one. This is like the perfect everyday shade for me. They have a ton of different formulas, different finishes. This is a cream. They have mattes, they have matte X's, they have satins, I'm pretty sure. So I really like these lippy sticks. I really like these. Lastly, before we get into palettes, are their ultra glossy lips. They have a jillion different shades, okay? I love this one called Fantasia. I love wearing this one on top of a nude lip. It's very high pigment with gold glitter, so it's just beautiful. I love to use this to brighten up the center of my lip. Another, I don't know if you can get this anymore. I think it came out with the holiday collection like 3 years ago. Then my next favorite, well, not my favorite, but I love these ones too. It's Queen Cobra and Attention Haul. So Queen Cobra is on top. It's that really glittery, sparkly one. It's this Queen Cobra and then Attention Haul. I love wearing Attention Haul as well in the center of like a nude lip. I love putting these on top of my lipsticks just to have a glossy, big fat glossy, you know? And out of all their formulas for lip glosses, their lip oils, those like chunky ones, what are they called? Luxe lip glosses. I just like the ultra glossy lips more. I never understood why people liked the Luxe lip glosses more than the ultra glossy lips. I never understood that. Maybe I'm just cut from a different cloth and I'm just an individual and I'm a hipster cool kid. Okay, moving on to palettes. Colourpop has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of palettes. And if you are a person, which you are, that is overwhelmed and you want some Colourpop palettes, or you already own them all, and maybe you're just watching this to see what products other people like, these are sort of, I just opened my drawer, my Colourpop eyeshadow palette drawer, which is like busting at the seams, and I'm like, okay, no thoughts, just pick some reliable favorites, and that's exactly what I did. So let's start with this one, the 12 pan. I honestly prefer their 12 pans over their 9 pans. I just like the format more. I like more options and everything. So this is the Sweet Talk palette, which came out 2.5 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago. And this is what it looks like inside. It's just beautiful and perfect. Okay? You have this shade, which is like a super shock shade. There are 2 glitters, so if you don't like a glitter or you're trying not to use glitter, I think this is one of their first palettes that had glitters in it. And from what I recall, people were really excited about it. I remember glitter being a huge thing. And it goes really deep and it has this really interesting sort of rare, I think this shade's kind of rare. I don't see that shade in a lot of palettes. Every time I made a look with this palette, I felt beautiful. If I used the glitter or the super shock shade, I felt beautiful, and it's just a really nice, reliable. You can do something really neutral with this brown and this deeper rosy brown, and up here with this super shock shade, you can do something really neutral or something really strictly pink, and it's just a reliable palette. I don't think you would be disappointed if you were looking on the website, overwhelmed as hell, and wanted a palette. So then this next one is strictly neutral, strictly nudes. It's the Nude Mood palette, and this is still probably my favorite neutral palette from Colourpop. Okay? And you're gonna look at this and you're gonna tell that I've used it a ton. I try to keep my eyeshadow palettes mostly clean, like around the edges and shit, but you can see that I use this shade a bunch. You can see like the thumbprint divot in this shade. This is so beautiful. I look at some of these palettes and I'm like, dang, I need to use that more. But then I'd be like stuck in a loop of using only Colourpop palettes, which I've been trying to get out of, and I've been doing a really good job. But now I'm like, okay, what's my Colourpop recommendations? But this gold would look so beautiful on every skin tone, every type of skin tone. It goes pretty deep with this shade called Moody, and you can get something more reddy, warm toned, or something more chocolatey, orangey toned. But this shimmer is so delightfully flaky and textured. I love this shimmer. It's one that sticks out in my head as being unique, and I think this would be a good everyday palette for if you're buying a gift for someone and you know they like makeup, and if they don't already own this, this would be a good gift for everyone, just everyone. I love looking at this palette. I love looking at it. I think they did a really pretty job with this. Okay, so Colourpop, I have two 9-pan palettes. So both of these I think are still available. This is On Cloud Blue, which isn't their first blue palette, okay? It's even better than the blue one. I can't even remember what the first blue one was called. Mine was open, so hopefully it's not like dried out. It is so pretty. It has these really, maybe this was supposed to be their attempt at a pastel blue palette, because there's these really dusty, beautiful blue shades. This is such a unique shade. I can't even like describe it. It's so pretty. And then this, these three, like this mid-tone blue, and then this is a really rich, deep, indigo-y blue. Indigo? Yeah, indigo. And this shimmer, I'm obsessed with this one. What's the other one called? Blue Moon. I definitely prefer On Cloud Blue to Blue Moon. And Blue Moon used to be my favorite. So, if you're trying to have fun with blue eyeshadow, which I am obviously the freaking queen of, I recommend this one. This is stunning. This is beautiful. It has a glitter in it, so if glitter is not your thing, but it's a really beautiful, I love glitter. It is such a beautiful glitter though, right in the center. This is a stunning palette. They came out with this and the pink one. What was that one called? I don't think I bought it. I don't think I bought that pink one for good reason. And then the pink one got a full collection like 6 months later, but this one never got a full collection. I was like, ugh, what the heck. I love this one. I love this one. I love this one. This is the Child palette from the Mandalorian. Oh no! My favorite shade just broke out of it. Ugh. My favorite shade just broke out of it, called the Frog. Or no, the Force. Pause 1 second. You can see it on my hands. That's one thing about Colourpop shadows, is just they suicide themselves sometimes. I'm just trying to press it back. I'm like really sad. Maybe I should buy a new one. But that's a really beautiful shade. This palette is mostly like greens and neutral. I'm gonna swatch this shade for you because I have it all over my finger. And this really beautiful green gold on my little delicate hand right now. It is such a pretty shade. That's my favorite shade of the palette. I think I can fix it if it breaks again, so I'm going to set it aside. And be very gentle with this. But that's like a duochrome shade. You have these really beautiful, like this olive with this evergreen shade. I love wearing these with this shade. And it has like a pastel green. You can go more pastel green or more neutral. I love this palette. Cutest in the galaxy. I do want to fix that shade. I remember having so much fun with this and wearing this multiple times over last Christmas break. We went on a little vacation and that's one of the only palettes I took. I think I took another one, but I only used that palette because I loved it so much. And they did, I don't know if it sold out, but they did re-release it again this year with the Mandalorian palette. Okay, we're almost done, we're almost done, we're almost done. I love these little palettes, okay? So if you like neutrals, and I just like these little things, and this one too. Okay, so these were so convenient. They're so lovely and so convenient, and they're good quality, and the shimmers are nice and textured. And I wore these for my wedding. I put these on my sister for her wedding. I say that all the time. This one's called Citrus Fizz right here. This one's called Cream Soda. They're just good little reliable little palettes, okay? I just like them. They can be really repetitive if you buy them all like I did. But just pick out your favorite couple of them, and they're just cute. I think the packaging is cute with these little clear see-through thingies. Not everyone likes them though. And then this one is the 5-pan palette called Lyric. And this does have a pressed glitter, so if that's not your thing. They do have some that don't have the pressed glitter. But I really, it's just a reliable all in one, easy. This in the crease, this in the outer corner, and then this on the lid, or this in the on the lid, or this on the lid. It's just easy, beautiful makeup, and I recommend it, even especially if it's on sale. If you can get anything on sale, absolutely. And this last thing is a honorable mention. All of these little circular pans in this palette are Colourpop singles. I have had so much fun with my Colourpop singles lately. Now, if you're gonna buy like 100 of them or 50 of them, they're not worth their price. Even if they're $4, if they're $2, it's not worth it because that's $80 on eyeshadow. You might as well just get the palettes that you like. But they used to do these sales where you can get like 28 of them or 21 of these single shadows for like $30, and in that case I think it's worth it because you can really build a big palette without the excessive packaging and everything of your dreams pretty affordably. Anyway, these have been really fun. I love organizing these. It's gonna be hours of fun. And you're really starting to see dips in the things that I use a lot, like these three, like this one, and these two transition shades. These two green ones I have pretty big dips in for whatever reason. And they have some really unique duochrome type shadows. I mean, obviously not as pretty as indie brands, but they do have them, and I just think this is really beautiful. I can't stop talking about this. I filmed a video pulling this all together, putting this together, and it's just so beautiful. It's so fun. It's a lot of fun. If it's something you think you'll have fun doing, then I recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun. So how many times can I say fun? Alright, that's it, guys. This was my Colourpop recommendations for Black Friday week that starts right now. If you're looking for recommendations, these were mine. I have tried so much from Colourpop, and these are the things that I really think stick out and are my favorite.